I'm Zach from Garden Theory. Today we're going to be talking about native versus non-native plants and which one is right for you. This is always a very important question to ask yourself when designing your own landscape. Native plants are the native plants that have lived in your own local ecotype for thousands of years and have evolved to meet your local site conditions. If you're not familiar with what a local ecotype is, as essentially the geographical area, sometimes a watershed boundary, but it is a localized area where your plants have evolved in. It is more specific than a state or even sometimes a county marker. And if you want to learn more about what ecotypes are, I would recommend visiting sites and organizations such as thewildones.org. But for now, we'll just talk about native plants in general. So native plants, one of the main drawbacks that some people have with native plants is that their bloom cycle and period is typically shorter of that of their non-native counterparts. However, you can counteract this with a large variety and number of different native plants that can help to provide a longer bloom cycle throughout the year. I would recommend a mix of native and non-native plants for residential use. Some of my favorite plants are non-natives, such as camellias. However, we want to be responsible when we're thinking of our native insect and animals and bird populations that have evolved with these specific plants for thousands of years, whereas our non-native plants don't really offer much in terms of nutrition or shelter to our native birds and insect populations that have developed those relationships with these native plants. Some native plants that I would recommend using would be black-eyed Susan for a powerful, beautiful yellow amber fall flower that you can pair nicely with asters with the nice purples and blues that they have. Some good summer native plants would be bee balm, milkweed, ironweed, and coneflower. Some really good spring ones would be golden ragwort, Virginia bluebell, and native iris species. There are many different native plants that can be suited for full sun and full shade locations. If you would like to learn more about native plants, I would recommend visiting a local botanical garden, where most of the time these botanical gardens will have a large variety of native plants that you can go look at and examine to see how well they perform and what conditions they like the most. I would recommend asking one of their staff questions about what native plants work for their area. You can also ask local Facebook groups online, people that have lived in your area for several decades, and see what works best for them. There are many great and wonderful resources for finding great native plants. Most nurseries nowadays offer a good variety and selection of native plants. So I would recommend a wide variety of native plants so you can offer as much of a benefit for those native insects and birds as you can. So this has been Zach from Garden Theory talking about native plants, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you would like to watch a full-length video talking about native plants, I'll have it linked at the end of this clip. And please put in the comment your favorite native plant that you like to use, as well as any questions you have for me about native plants. And I'll review your question on a future Q&A episode. So thank you for watching Garden Theory, and please subscribe if you like our content.